I've been pacing my paces, no kamikaze. I've been making my makers say what I'm offering. We've all had behaviors and they were troubling. Smoke way too much, I keep coughing. I pull out all the stops to make a profit. When I get down to the bottom, I need topping. Come here and ease my mind, be my clonopin. Let me chug this thing and be proud of it. I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like you're on the cloud and you can't sit still when we on the floor. When I'm on them floors, when you use the force, there's no problem. I will carve it in and I'll make you feel like you're on the cloud and you can't sit still when we on the floor. When I'm on the
I am just now realizing that I put August instead of September, which is hilarious. So let me fix that really quick. So I paired this with my sunflower kit that is coming available at the beginning of September. So I had some extra stickers here for that. Let me just fix this because apparently I can't remember what month we are going into. Okay, so here we are in September. Oh, that cracks me up. Here is my cover page as per usual. I have the September reading challenge, which is a book with an orange cover, book by first-time author, book on TBR list, and book in fantasy genre. So I have 2 books that I am going to read in September, and that is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros and The Falling in Love Montage from Ciara Smyth. So Fourth Wing is my fantasy and TBR, and Ciara Smyth, by all accounts, looks like this was her first book and has orange in the cover. So I'm going to go ahead and read those books. So let me go ahead and write that in. So that is the books that I am intending to read this month. And then I have a space for my statistics as per usual. And then a space for monthly review as usual. So I'm going to actually double check. So I have 1, 2, 3 spreads. So this would be October 2, 3, November 2, 3, and then December 2, 3. Okay, so I have plenty of space left in this notebook to finish out the year. I was a little worried about it because I was leaving extra spaces for a while to do like specific books and things like that, which I am going to go back in for those spaces and like do some like doodling and stuff like that for the books. So let's go ahead and add these books to my books ratings pages. And then we need to add the 5-star stickers in here as well for all these books. Okay, so we have in July, because I just started August, so obviously I haven't finished. I got a little distracted because of the 75 hard challenge. None of the books that I like, Master Your Emotions, worked for that challenge, but the other 2 did not work for that challenge. So I was having a hard time meeting both things, where I'm reading the self-help motivational type books for that challenge and then also reading for this challenge. So I just stopped reading for this challenge and read for the other one. So the books that I did read is Master Your Emotions, Woman Code, In the Flow, and Choose Strong. These are the statistics for the month. I did that off camera, mostly because it's like kind of hard to see the colors that I picked. I tried to go over it a few times, but they matched this really well, so I wanted to use that. So 75% were she, her authors, 75% were from the US, one was from France. It was half and half, books under 300 pages and books 300 to 500 pages. Genres were self-help, health, feminism, and psychology. And then it was all nonfiction. I don't know why I did that. I'll have to fix those 2 dots really quick. But they were all nonfiction books, which was pretty hard for me. And then I haven't done any sort of monthly review yet. I will go ahead and do that when I'm thinking about it. But that is how things went in July. And I'm trying to remember what... Let me bring up my website. I use the Storygraph to help me with my ratings and finding out all those statistics and everything like that. Okay, so as I mentioned, I didn't get to the throwback list, and I only read, I don't know, 25% of As the Wicked Watch so far. So I am not reviewing those yet, but I will review the books that I did read, which was Master Your Emotions. I gave 3.5 stars. Honestly, I read that book so early on into the month that I can't quite remember it. It's like a nice workbook though, if you want to take the time. Part of the problem for me with this book was that I was doing it as part of that challenge, so I didn't feel like I had an opportunity to be that thoughtful about filling things out for the workbook. And I did it as I think a Kindle book. I think it was a Kindle book. And so I didn't really get like a chance to like fill things out. It would have been nice to break it out like in this notebook to like do some of those workbook things, but I didn't do that. So Woman Code, I gave 3 stars. I like this book. It's about a woman's cycle and how to kind of get the most out of your cycle, because like, you know, there's just going to be times in your cycle where you are lethargic and things like that, and you should like, it talks about like catering and working around your cycle. It is a bit difficult though, because that's not really how life works, because men are in charge of most things, to be honest. And yeah, so I like the idea of it, but honestly, that's just when work needs something. I can't really, like, with some of my free time, can I cater to around my schedule where when I am fired up and I am creative and things like that as part of a certain part of my cycle, I can do that. But for me, I was really focused on like the eating and the workouts and things like that. So like maybe towards the end of your cycle, right before you're menstruating, you like do some chill out type of workouts rather than like try to push yourself. So I was kind of talking about that. The next book, this is by the same author, was In the Flow. It felt very similar to the first book, and there was a point where she mentioned Dr. Oz, and I just, like, I was checked out from there. Because Dr. Oz is a scammer. So then I was like, if you're mentioning him, are you trying to scam me too? And to be honest, I do think she has like the credentials behind what she's talking about. But she also she also sells a lot of stuff, like supplement type stuff and things like that. And I don't really trust people that are trying to sell me something. Like, for example, I sell stickers, but I also try to give a bunch of ideas on how you could do this yourself, right? So I sell tools that you can use, but I'm not like trying to sell you around my products, if that makes sense. Like, I understand people need to make money and their ideas and concepts are worth their time and energy, but I don't know. It's like, when they were talking about like the supplements that I should have in the app, it's like, okay, you're telling me like $200 worth of supplements a month? No way. Like, you're just trying to sell me something. Okay. So the next book, the last book that I read in July was Choose Strong, which I loved. So this is about a runner and her childhood, and trigger warning, for those that have dealt with abuse in their life and alcoholism. You might want to skip ahead a little bit, but she was abused as a child by her father, and she talks about like how she got her strong will while she was being abused, because like when she would show emotion, is when she felt like her father was hitting her more, and her mom had cancer. So it's a heartbreaking story, and she talks about like how her childhood was, and all of it revolves around like really helpful motivators. And like, it's not one of those stories that's like, boo-hoo, poor me. It's really like, this is just the facts of the situation. This is how I dealt with it, and these are the lessons that I learned from it. So, and coming from someone that, you know, is a mother today, is in a healthy relationship, and is a fantastic marathon runner, it was just really, it was a beautiful story and about her upbringing. And she was a soccer player, so I really liked feeling in touch that way with her as well. So The Martian, 5 Love Languages, and Harry Potter are the books that I am reading for August. And then Fourth Wing, The Falling, and Love Montage, those are going to be for September. I'm going to be honest with you, I might switch Fourth Wing and The Martian, because they are both kind of applicable. But because I got the Fourth Wing yesterday, and I'm really, really excited about it. So it's a very, very popular book. I've already watched the movie The Martian, so for me it's like, oh, I just kind of want to see like how these things, how the book translates from the movie and things like that, or the movie translates from the book rather. So those are my ratings. That is my review. That is my setup for September. And I am so excited to get this month started. If you want to participate in the challenge, remember, do what you can. Make this challenge your own. These are just some suggestions that I have for the challenge. You could do one of the 4, or you could do all 4 of them. You can do it in as many or as little books as you want. I mentioned all of this in the blog, so definitely go check that out as well. So thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone.